Now, once this Bobcat ZT7000 arrived, I knew that the first accessory that I wanted to add to it was a grass chute blocker. Now, I researched various chute blockers online from various manufacturers, and ultimately I landed on the GrassFlap. Now, the GrassFlap is a small family-owned company located in Kentucky, focusing on providing quality-made chute blockers for various models of mowers. Now, in this video, I will discuss why I chose the GrassFlap over other models, and I'll go over detailed instructions on how I installed this to my mower, so stay tuned. Now let's discuss the reasons why I chose the GrassFlap over other chute blockers on the market. Number one, this is foot pedal operated. So some chute blockers on the market are hand operated, and that handle can get in the way, get hooked on trees, and you have to reach over with one hand and try to control it. With the foot pedal on this unit, it makes it super easy to keep both hands on the controls and steer the mower while you use your foot to open the flap. Number two, this is made of quality materials. Now, I was impressed when I opened this up out of the box. The components are made of steel, very heavy duty, and they're built for durability and functionality. Now, number three, and probably the most important reason why I opted with the GrassFlap, was the no drill mounts. Now, when I used their tool on their website to sort through and find my specific mower, they included everything needed in relation to a pedal mount and the mounts needed to put it on my deck without drilling holes in my expensive machine. Now let's go step by step on how I installed this unit to the mower. Now the first step you're going to want to take is to remove the current grass chute from your mower to prepare that area for the no drill mounts. You're then going to want to attach the no drill mounts to the mower deck with the hardware provided. You then want to attach the spring to the mounting plate and tighten your bolt to make it snug. Now the next step is to take the actual GrassFlap and mount it to the no drill mounts on the mower deck. You want to make sure that you use the bolts provided and push them up from the bottom and tighten the nuts on top so the GrassFlap is secured to the deck. So then we get this flap up here. I just used a couple of clamps, but it does say in the instructions that you want to make sure that this is level to the bottom of your deck in the front with at least a ½ inch overhang. And then back here, I might have to bend this, but I got everything clamped up. Want this level all along the top of the flap. And we're gonna put in we're gonna drill 2 1/4-inch holes and then put the screws in to start this flap getting mounted. So we got these 2 holes drilled. You pump these 2 things in. Now we're gonna drill 2 and we're gonna put the flap, this piece we're gonna have to put across the top. But I got this clamped, these 2 in, just put up loosely in there just to hold it. We're pretty level here. Should be good to go. Let's get this on. Now you're going to want to take the adhesive strip and fit it back behind as per the instructions. I just took a paint pen and marked out where I needed to cut. Right against the no drill mounts is where it rubs, and then I used a cutoff wheel to notch those spots so it shut tightly to keep grass from coming up out of the top. All right, so I got this adhesive off, stuck. Here you can see a close-up of where I had to notch out for the no drill brackets here. But now, next step is we're going to put there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more bolts that I need to drill holes in and put in. So I'm going to do that next. All right, we got all 8 screws mounted, put in. Looks like the hardest part's done. So I molded mine to wrap around here. I'm not using a bagger or anything, so I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, let it cool off. I just used a torch. I don't have a heat gun. If you use a torch, make sure you stay back and just do it slowly. You don't want to burn it, but it's starting to harden now, and here in a little bit we should be good to go. So next we're going to install the cable. So I just kind of put mine through the deck. I'm going to get close up here, but you want to remove the first nut according to the instructions. Slide it down through here, and then attach the nut, if I can get it, and leave minimal thread. If you can see the directions here. You don't want to over tighten these nuts, and you don't want to connect the clevis to the flap this time, but we basically want to put the cable in that hole and leave a minimum thread between the end of the first nut and then the boot. So we're going to bring the second nut down here, just enough to be able to get that boot back on. There's a little, if you can see it there, a little hole for the boot to go, and we're just going to snug these up a little bit, as so, and then I'm going to slide that rubber boot back into that slot as shown. So, and then it's going to connect here when we get done. So that step's done. I'm not going to tighten everything up on this until I get through the rest of the steps. Now for my particular mower, it comes with the no drill pedal mount, which on the Bobcat is going to mount right here. So I need to take off these existing bolts, and then it came with 2 more bolts. I'm going to mount that in as so. Now, at least for my mower, these were pretty tight on here from the factory, so I had to use a longer breakover bar to get these off. But they provide 2 similar bolts, and then this plate mount for the pedal goes right here. And this mower actually has a flip up top, so it's going to be easier to string the cable, but it'll just make it to where you can still open that up too, which is nice. So we got this little bushing off here. You got these bolts snugged up, and then there's a removable cotter key that goes in here, if you can see that, to hold this pin on to the actual foot pedal. Now the last step in this is going to be securing this cable underneath to make sure it doesn't bind. But very important step here, when you connect this, there's a bushing that goes on the inside of this. It's gold that goes down in there before you put that in. That really makes this glide. But basically you want to keep this wire straight here and kind of fishing it up. If you don't have a flip up like this, like I said, it's going to be challenging. This was pretty easy for me. I just got a cable tie here and a cable tie here and made sure that it's not going to rub on that when that goes down. And then we'll showcase how this thing works. So there's the foot pedal, there's the GrassFlap. Let's test it out. So the pedal is as so, just kind of a light tap here, light tap down. You want to make sure you're tapping it lightly. I'll show you the flap. Light tap goes up, light tap comes down. If you want to hold it open, you can also just hold your foot here like so to hold it halfway if you're going through somewhere, let down. So very simple to use, very awesome little product to keep grass out of your landscapes. Now I will say that the instructions were a bit confusing for me at first, but I did watch some of the videos that they reference in the instruction manual, and the process made a lot more sense and was pretty straightforward after doing that. So I would highly recommend that before you jump in and start installing your GrassFlap, that you watch the instructional videos that they reference in the manual. Now in total, the entire process from start to finish took me about an hour, and the no drill mounts made it very easy to mount everything to the mower. Now I will say that my mower does have the flip up foot plate, as you saw earlier, which made the process of mounting the cable underneath the foot plate and above the deck much easier for me. If you don't have that kind of access, it's still doable to get underneath there, but it's probably going to take you a little bit more time to route that cable, just because you're going to have to reach under there, get it up to where it's not going to interfere with the deck or any belts. Now the only recommendation that I would have for you is, after you get everything installed, make sure you go back through and adjust the tension nuts on each end of the cable. So this is going to be on the GrassFlap end and on the pedal end. You're going to have to play with that a little bit to get the right tension. Basically what you're aiming for is to push that pedal down about halfway and let that flap spring up. Now at the end of the day, I paid $399 for this unit with free shipping. Now it was slightly more expensive than the other chute blockers that I looked at online, but given the quality and the option of the foot control, and considering that I had no drill mounts, that I didn't have to drill into my machine to mount the unit, it was a no-brainer for me. Now, I haven't been able to use this out in the yard yet because we're in the middle of winter, but I have been playing with it periodically out here in the garage, and I can say it's worked great so far. And it's going to save me a lot of time and hassle of blowing grass clippings into beds and landscape beds and against the house where I don't want that, and then trying to get that out of the beds. Now, if you want to learn more about what is available from GrassFlap for your mower, I linked their website in the description below. Go to their website, check it out, and learn more for yourself from their website to see if it's available for your mower. Now, if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future updates on the GrassFlap and other great content that's coming to the channel this season. I appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time out in the lawn.